Before you start a business, you should be able to ask yourself, how long do you want to handle that business, or how long do you want to do that business? By the time you are able to make that decision, you'll be able to know your goals, or you'll be able to know how well you can set your goals. Because some people who just like want to just venture into a business without even having like the future in mind, or like what they want to be 5 years from now, how they picture their business 5 years from now, or 2 to 3 years from now. Like they just entered the business because of maybe they really need some quick cash and things like that. And then when they enter that business, they realize that it's not the way people make it look or people make it sound that it is, because you need to actually put extra work in the business for it to actually get to the point that it can be able to feed you or be able to handle your expenses. You don't have to start a business and then that business is going to feed you, because you will be drained. Honestly, I'm a small business owner, like I know how it is for me. Like it is not even easy. Even to get one thing for myself can be very, very difficult, because I'll have to squeeze myself, because I'm still in that survival stage where I can not be able to save so much, and I'll still have to be spending so much because I'm still a small business owner and the income that is coming in does not match the expenses that is going. So it is kind of difficult. So when people just come out and be like, oh, when you start a business, you save, you do this one, you use the money, and then you start spending the money on yourself because of what? No, you don't have to do that. You're still at the survival stage, and it will be very difficult to even save money because of your expenses, especially if you are on your own and you have to pay rent. It's very, very difficult. Honestly, business is very, very difficult at that level. The only time that you start enjoying your business is actually when you start having more customer bases, and when you actually go viral, when you can actually get more customers and more community. That is actually when you can enjoy your business, not in the survival stage. Survival stage, you do like this because honestly, it is not easy. It is not easy to start the business, and it is even harder to actually sustain a business than starting a business. That's a story for another day. So by the time you're able to know how long you can actually sustain a business, or how long you want a business to push, then you know the effort you can actually put in that business for it to stand. Struggling at the beginning of a business, or at the beginning of a business when you started a business, does not mean that you chose the wrong business. It's just that that is the entry stage of the business. Any business that is started, even with a capital, you will always meet that struggling phase in that business, where you know that there will be low chances of getting sales and low chances of people even seeing you. It will be like as if you're stuck in one place, that nobody is seeing you or anything. That is where you are. That is the struggling stage. That is the survival stage, with or without a capital. Because there are a lot of people that will still tell you that they had the money to actually get goods down to themselves, but they found it difficult to sell it out. So let's just say now that capital is not the problem. Actually, that is the stage, or that is the level that you are in for certain business. Even in the Bible, it said that before a man builds a house, he first has to sit down and count the cost and see if he can actually finish that building before he starts it, so that he cannot leave that thing halfway, and then to be that a man started a business, or a man started something, or a man started to build a house or build something and was not able to finish it. I think that verse is Luke 14:28. Yes, I just did it. Luke 14:28. That is the verse of the Bible. You can go and check it. So this applies to business. If you want to start a business, you have to think about the end of the business, or how far you can go in that business. If that business is a business that you want to start and just generate capital from and do something else, then you need to leverage on high income skills, a skills that you know that you can get money faster. Then you know the kind of business that you can choose that can also generate you that amount of money. Or service rendering, the services that you can render and you can get your money quick. And now we need to ask you that question now. Do you think hair business is a business that, if it's not really what you want to do, or if it's not really your dream to be a hair vendor, or if thinking further in the future you feel like, okay, this business is not really a business that you can continue to do in the next 5 to 10 years, then you will now ask yourself, can you be able to endure the survival stage of this business? Or can this business be able to meet up to that point that you need, or that point or that time that you need those capital to switch to another business? If it can't, then you need to look for a business that can actually generate income for you faster, for you to be able to do whatever you want initially. Most people enter into a business without actually thinking about what they really want from that business, or what they really want to do in the later time. Some people just do the business because of every other person is doing it, but they don't realize that doing a business, you need to also think about the future of that business. How far can that business take you, or how far do you want that business to go? If you're not thinking how far you want that business to go, there will be a certain time that you actually burn out, because over and over and over again you're always doing like the same thing. You're not growing. You're actually making money, but you're not growing. You see that there are people that are stuck on average, that they don't move past that level. They just stop there because you're not seeing that business, you're not building that business. And a business will always grow if you keep on growing in your mindset, in the way you do things, in your customer service, everything about you, the way you structure your business. It will always grow the way you're growing. If you're stuck here, your business will always be stuck here. It does not matter the amount of money that you have. Hair business is hard if you need fast income. Hair business is hard if you need quick cash flow. Hair business is hard when you don't have a backup income. Hair business is hard if you need fast scaling without capital. You cannot scale fast or you cannot scale quickly without a capital in hair business. Hair business, in as much as you don't need capital to run it, but if you want to scale faster, you actually need a capital and also need the idea. Because having capital alone without having a business strategy is still going to keep you in the same position of somebody that does not have capital at all. So some people still have capital and still they cannot push their business in a different way. So capital helps with your consistency and also your knowledge. That is what capital does. But capital will not run your business for you. Do you get that? Hair business is not a bad business. Or hair is not a bad business. But hair business is not a lazy business. The real mistake is not choosing a wrong business. The real mistake is choosing a business that you don't understand the amount of effort that it demands from you. So when choosing a business, you should be able to ask yourself, will this business go long term? Or do you need it short term in order for you to generate income or generate capital for me to do the next business? If this is your idea, then hair business is not for you. Then if you feel like you need identity, or if you need to put your identity on social media, then hair business is actually a perfect business for you because you can actually endure everything that is going on. But if you need a fast income a fast income business where you can just enter the business and be generating money, hair business is no good area because it will demand a lot from you.